Welcome back to CryptosRus. Excuse me. I am George. We're all George. So today's another day. We're recovering from FUD. And Bitcoin is on the brink of a major breakout. So today, let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin. What's going on now that CZ is out of the picture. And let's talk about what else is going on in the world of crypto and everything else. So let's do it. Welcome, guys. Good morning. The market bell has just rung. Best bell in the industry. Today's looking pretty good. Green so far, right? So that's pretty good. Bitcoin is looking very good. Yesterday it bounced off of this and just kept coming up. So we're about the same point as we were yesterday, as if nothing happened. And we are seeing good recovery with the alts today as well. So today we're off pretty good. A couple of macro news. AI is just still so hot. This drama with Sam Altman. Everyone thought that he had a deal with Microsoft. And then no, OpenAI basically brought him back. Basically, every one of his employees, like 600 something out of 700, were threatening to quit and leave for Microsoft had they not brought Sam back and his partner. So I guess they did. And the board is probably going to be fired and replaced. I still don't know what happened there. I mean, it just makes no sense. You have the hottest AI company and the board somehow wanted to get rid of the CEO who led them there, right? Like, I still don't know what reasons they gave why they wanted him out, but they brought him back. Okay, so Microsoft's probably pretty disappointed because they were going to onboard the hottest, arguably, CEO right now for next to nothing, right? But that has been averted, okay? Nvidia, they keep producing GPUs for AI, and that's why their profits and revenues are just blowing up right now because AI is definitely the future. Everyone is talking about AI, and that's not going to change for quite some time. So macro equity stuff for you guys. But going back to Bitcoin, you guys know yesterday I just streamed. It seemed like just a few hours ago, right? We talked about this. It seems like this was all planned. CZ, kind of took the fall for the entire crypto industry. Although, really, for him, I think it's just a 3-year vacation. So yesterday, you had a Department of Justice, a CFTC, the Treasury Department, making this song and dance press conference saying that they won the battle against Binance, and all's well, right? But we move forward. First of all, Bitcoin and crypto is not just a U.S. thing. And second of all, I still think it's weird that they go after non-U.S. entities. But anyways, Binance will continue on. They're still a powerhouse. CZ will go ahead and take a 3-year vacation. And then we're going to get a spot Bitcoin ETF approval, right? That is coming. I mean, everyone basically agrees that this paves the way for a spot Bitcoin ETF approval. This was like the last hurdle, basically, that the U.S. government wanted to see to kind of remove Binance out of the way. And now it's time to let the floodgates open, okay? And sure enough, Grayscale just met with the SEC to discuss just that. Grayscale won a lawsuit against the SEC recently. And many people feel like they may be the first to get the spot Bitcoin ETF because they're trying to convert their trust, which already has 650,000 Bitcoins in there. So by far the largest on the planet in terms of any kind of trust that holds physical Bitcoins. They have the most. So talks are underway already, and we have heard that BlackRock and Fidelity and others have been modifying their application. So that definitely means things are about to get approved, right? So this is coming. Are we going to get a surprise approval before the end of the year, or are we going to get it the first week of January, which again is less than 2 months away, about 1.5 months away, right? So yesterday, even though CZ took the fall, but man, watch out. The floodgates may be opening soon. We may be getting billions upon billions to trillions flowing into the space, okay? Now that potential systemic risk have been removed, at least according to JP Morgan and many other financial banks and companies probably feel the same way, that Binance was somehow the last hurdle, and now this is no longer a hurdle. We're just going to blow up from here on out, right? That's kind of like the sentiment. Again, it doesn't even make any sense because Binance has no presence in the U.S., but except Binance.US, which continues to operate as a separate entity. So, I mean, I still don't quite get it, but it has happened, and I'm looking forward to the parabolic run that is right around the corner, okay? Major breakout coming. So, what is that major breakout? Well, okay, I don't need to show that. Well, look at this. I kind of showed this yesterday, but here's another better example. We had something similar in 2021, BitMEX, a large derivatives exchange, and we had Arthur Hayes and his counterparts be charged the same thing, doing stuff that the U.S. government didn't like. BitMEX, basically paid a fine. Arthur Hayes was supposed to go to jail, right? And he got house arrest instead. And that came right before. Okay, you could see it. Literally, like, days before the bull run started. So, obviously, same thing now. CZ removed, much bigger in stature. Binance, much bigger. So, are we going to see that parabolic run come, that major breakout come, like, within days? Is this going to be a repeat of 2021? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so, but we're not at the halving event yet. However, if we get a spot Bitcoin ETF approval out of the blue, like SEC just declares we're converting Grayscale's trust to ETF, it'll be the same thing. Floodgates will open once again, and there's going to be so much. But it's not just this, okay? There are many other factors at play. There's many other indicators that show that a major breakout is about to happen. If you look at call options and futures, both skyrocketing in terms of volume. You got a lot of institutional players right now getting ready to come in. There will be a massive explosion once they do, right? And yesterday I talked about this line, that I drew out, right? Like, it hit it and bounced right off of it. I'm glad I'm not the only person that saw that. So, moving according to plan, but, overall, what we're waiting for is something like this, the major parabolic bull run at the tail end of all cycles. According to this Firefly bands, like, we're like right there. Like right there. We have flipped above it. And the last two times we went on parabolic runs is when we flipped above it. Just like right now. See, you can see how everything is just lining up. It's all moving according to plan. That's why I keep telling you guys, fundamentally, nothing has changed. Despite having a little bit more volatility recently, they're actually very tame compared to some of the volatilities we have seen from prior cycles when we saw like 20, 30, 40% drops left and right. We're not even seeing that right now, okay? But I tell you guys to focus on the future. Continue to hold on DCA. That is the way. That's how you win at the game of crypto. You ignore all the FUD out there, and there may be a lot of FUD out there, right? Maybe right after Binance, we're going to get more Tether FUD. That may be coming. Okay, because the U.S. government may want to shut out Tether and make USDC the dominant stablecoin in the U.S. That may be coming, right? But nevertheless, Bitcoin and crypto will continue to move upwards and onwards. So it doesn't really matter, right? All that matters is you need a HODL and you need a DCA. That's it. That's it, right? And here's something else from a macro perspective. You're looking at the global M2 money supply. Generally speaking, when you see an explosion of liquidity, what happens? You see an explosion of Bitcoin too. So right now you can see we haven't seen that explosion yet. Okay. Are we going to get an explosion soon of global liquidity? I think so. I think so. So that's something else that could help drive Bitcoin much, much higher, right? So looking pretty good. That's pretty much what I wanted to share. Like overall, Bitcoin is recovering upwards. Obviously, we're not back to 37,000 yet, but it's still looking pretty good. Like I said, we're just moving according to plan right now. We haven't deviated from, from this trend line. So it would not surprise me if we get that breakout today before Thanksgiving. We're shooting up. Maybe this time you see 1, 2, 3, maybe fourth time's a charm that we break through 38,000 and we go right up to 39,000, possibly even higher by the end of this week. Low volatility, should be low volatility. There's Thanksgiving tomorrow, so most people are traveling, staying with their families, relatives, having a good time. So I don't know how many people are out there trading Bitcoin right now, but you could trade it from anywhere. And last night, I opened up, I DCA'd a little bit more, opened up a few of these degen leverage plays, and they're looking pretty good. Did a 10x on Matic, up 32%, a 10x on ADA, up 26%, a 10x on Solana, up 33%. Avalanche wasn't a green, but a little bit weak, minus 4%. And then 20x on Bitcoin, which I opened a long time before with you guys, up still 22%. So again, DCA works. You could set a schedule or you could try to time it. Timing it is difficult because sometimes you think it's going to come back up and then it just flips down even more, right? But seeing how yesterday was, if you put all of it together, 2 plus 2, really, it was a giant shakeout by the U.S. government to try to scare everyone away from Binance and concentrate on Coinbase and, of course, spot Bitcoin ETFs, right? It's kind of like the last hurdle. So if you understand that and you know that we're definitely going to recover and we're definitely going to go much higher soon. That's it. You just got to DCA. DCA, DCA, DCA. Whatever it gets fearful and people say, should I sell? Is it going to go lower? Or we go dump more? When you hear other people say that, that's when you know that's a sign to DCA. And the more people that say that, the more you should DCA. That's usually how it works. All right, let's do, I'm curious. I'm just curious to see how Coinbase is doing, if they are going up. Actually, surprising, they are not. I kind of expected today Coinbase may be shooting up, but then again, it's early. BlackRock and Vanguard and Fidelity and ARK, they're the biggest shareholders of Coinbase. The better that Coinbase does, the better that they will do. All right, let's do some Q&A. Almost 37 people, 3,700 people in here, despite we're Thanksgiving Eve. I thought it would be less people today. Let's see. Let's see what I missed. Someone said, Turner25 said, double down yesterday. Congratulations. Good. Pete L asks, will CRO benefit from Binance fiasco? No, I don't think it will. CRO is just, they're not even like a top 10 exchange. So, no. I don't know what else. I think that's it. I mean, if you're talking about CRO as a chain, is it going to catch up to BNB? If that's what you're asking, the answer is also no. I don't think people realize how big Binance is versus everything else. It's like, it's not even close. Binance's volume is like 10x Coinbase's. And CRO is probably like 100x higher than CROs. Should I swap BAT for SOL? Well, that's up to you. BAT has been very stagnant. I don't know what's going on with BAT right now. I do know there's a lot of institutional inflows for Solana, so there's that. Do you reckon Kraken is sound? Yeah, I do. I think Kraken is fine. Unfortunately, they're just one of the smaller exchanges that doesn't have any money to fight. That's why they'll just keep losing to SEC, and SEC knows that. So, you know, that's basically what it comes down to. Do they have enough money to fight the SEC? They made the hard choice to say no before when it came to staking, and that was a big blow for the industry. And then now, you know, are they going to pay a bigger fine? I don't know. Lazaro says CZ will always be a legend in my book. Yeah, I really think, you know, he didn't have to. I really think he didn't need to resign, right? He didn't really need to settle. He could have dragged this on further. But I have a feeling that he was probably told, like, hey, you know, if you really want to save crypto, right, you got to do this. Like, they probably told him. I have no idea. I'm just speculating. I have no idea. But I bet they're hinting at him, like, after this, you know, this is when spot Bitcoin ETFs gets approved. And, you know, all these things will happen. But without the settlement, none of it will happen. You know? So it's almost like, do you want to save crypto, right? You want to take a fall? It's just a three-year vacation. Right? And I'm thinking, he's thinking, yeah, let's do it. Would you rather have the turkey tomorrow or wild turkey? You know what? I've never tried wild turkey before, so I don't know if I would prefer that. Will XRPs have better returns this bull cycle? I certainly hope so. They need to get the SEC off their back, which is coming. That could be a big catalyst, too, to drive the markets upwards. So we need to see that happen. And then, yes, maybe they can finally get back to their previous high at close to $4 and then beyond. What's Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin dominance, yeah, it's about the same. It hasn't really moved, surprisingly. Again, this shows you on top here. I don't know if you guys can see this dominance right here. Yeah, right here. Let's see if I zoom in there. This dominance right here. I mean, that kind of shows you, despite the FUD, well, all the FUD out there, Bitcoin dominance is not skyrocketing. That shows you how strong the alts are. Like, that really does. People won't understand that unless they experienced it. But if we even go back to 2021, 2020, 2017, the previous cycles, whenever there's any kind of FUD, if this Binance thing happened, let's say in 2020 or 2016, whatever, Bitcoin dominance would have shot up like 10%. Everyone would have sold off all their alts, and that's why Bitcoin dominance was as high as like 76% back in the day. Now, is Bitcoin dominance going to go up to the 70s? No, I don't think so. But, that again, that just shows you how strong. That shows you how strong alts are now. People have faith, and they're holding them. Thoughts on Harmony One for next bull run? I am not bullish on Harmony. Not one bit. They lost all their major dApps. Too much controversies. They didn't pay out their grants. I don't know what they have done after that last hack. I don't think they repaid anyone. So, no. Off that bandwagon. Is it time to trade BNB for SOL? Well, considering that it just took a 10% dump and then you're going to trade it away, in fact, you would make the argument that this is a time to be DCAing BNB, not the opposite. So, you decide. Matthew Jones, love the show, watch every day. What's up, my man? Just imagine we get this approval. Because keep in mind, Grayscale's conversion is a little bit different than everyone else's, right? So, but it doesn't matter. If this gets converted to spot Bitcoin ETF, that means it opens the doors for everything else to be approved. And this has no deadline. Deadlines have been showing you guys for all these different applications. There's no deadline for Grayscales. In fact, there's a deadline for the SEC to convert because they lost a lawsuit. And if they drag their feet, Grayscale will sue them again and they will lose again. So this ruling, this conversion, this announcement could be coming any day. Like, we don't have to wait for like a week or something. There's no deadline. It could just happen, right? And maybe we do get it in December. Maybe we get it, out of the blue. Still a good time to buy Link? Of course it is. It took a little breather this last week. So yes. Cobra, happy holidays. I'm going to apply for the new SEC chairman. Do you think Cardano will drop below top 10 in the upcoming bull market? That's a toughie. I don't know. I don't know if Cardano will stay in the top 10. Cardano, when it gains strength, it really gains strength. So, but, it's competing with a lot. Competing with Chainlink, which has been really hot, Avalanche, Polygon, both are some of my favorites, and then you got others, maybe like Sheeb heats up, and you got others in the space like Caspa, out of the blues, such a large cap already, I think, based on history, Cardano will stay in the top 10. I don't think it's going to drop out, but it has to watch itself. That's for sure. No, I'm not having Thanksgiving in a new house. Unfortunately, it's not done. But soon though. I want to figure out how to redo my new studio. I haven't even thought about it. If I just move the same equipment over, is that why I kind of want to start fresh and kind of do some new things. But I haven't really thought about how to do that yet. All these guys, if you watch all these other channels, they have like fancy graphics everywhere and all this stuff. I don't have any of that fanciness. I don't think it's needed, but maybe I gotta implement something before the next parabolic run starts. My new OnlyFans studio, yeah, I have that built too, just for OnlyFans. Would you keep bet for another bull run or cash out this run? It depends on how much, Danielle, how much bet you have. If it's a small portion of your portfolio, why not let it ride? If it's a huge percentage of your portfolio, then then you could diversify. Maybe sell some of it off for something else, right? It just depends on your situation. What is the best AI crypto with the most potential? That's a good question because I haven't really found it yet. With all this talk, I started a stream with all this talk about, well, not Coinbase, Nvidia. Nvidia was going crazy. It was going crazy, but not today. Today the U.S. market, I don't think it's doing good. Let's see. No, it's doing good. Surprisingly, Nvidia is coming down, but they just recorded record profits because of GPU sales. Obviously OpenAI is still very hot. Google is still working on Bard, and Amazon has their own. Everyone is working on it. So AI is so hot right now. You would love to see some AI crypto plays. There's just not that many. AGIX is the biggest one, Singularity. They're okay, 361 million. Fetch AI is another one. They're 428 million. That's okay. And then I think that's it. Like Ocean, they're not really AI. 260 million. Then Render, they're not really AI, but people think they are. They're pretty big, 1.2 billion. And then you got like Flux that may be getting into AI. They're the smallest one, 134 million. So these are some plays. Fetch is kind of interesting. They may do well. They're like an L1 with AI agents, so they're not completely AI, but they're trying to incorporate it. So, and Render could be quite interesting if they change all the GPUs to be able to compute AI computations and stuff like that. If they can make that switch, that would be pretty big. And I think they are partnered up with a few big companies too. The graph is not really an AI play. Again, I think people just like assume everything is AI, but it's not. The graph basically helps projects come out with APIs for data retrieval. And they also index a lot of stuff. They index like chains and dApps. And but primarily they help projects come out with APIs. So they're not really AI play at all. I don't know why people think they are. They're really not. Akash, I believe it would do well. Why? Tell me why you think Akash would do well. What's your price prediction for XRP in the next bull cycle? Hopefully they get back to 370 something, whatever their previous high was back in 2017. James Bruce. You know, I'm surprised by Avalanche. Avalanche has not recovered that fast. So they were really, really hot. Avalanche was really, really hot. And then they took a big breather. I mean, this was crazy. If you go back, like, I mean, that was crazy, right? And now it's really taking a breather. But I do like Avalanche a lot. You know, some of the games that are coming out, like Shrapnel, and then they still have, you know, DeFi Kingdoms, which is finally converting to a game. They got a lot going on, but they are definitely weaker. If you look at the 1 hour, not looking so good. I should close this out. I should take the opportunity to close this out. Even though I'm down a little bit, I don't like the way that looks. Four hours still looking good. One hour doesn't look good. 5 minutes look good. Yeah, I might just keep it on. Other ones are doing okay. What kind of AI features would you want for AI project? Well, like a chat assistant, for example, Joseph, or something that's just useful, that it could do something, you know, with photos or videos or something, right? Like, or be useful in crypto space. I don't know. It can summarize, you know, projects for you or white papers or something, right? You want some kind of use. That's why ChatGPT is so kind of like so hot, or why it got so popular is because it did things that no other chat program or chat assistant program could do, right? And then it spurred all these new innovations. So that's what we want to see. Mike, thank you. I have BTC Sol, VeChain, Graph, Illuvium, 60% Bitcoin, 10% on all other coins. What do you think about that? It sounds fine. It sounds fine. I have nothing against any of those projects. Let's see, Illuvium. They've been doing well recently. They've been coming up. Last week, yeah, they're up. No, they're not up slightly. For the month, they've been doing very well. 140%, 365 million. Right, they're about to release their beta on Epic Games Store. So if it turns out really good, that could be really good for them. How much impact do you think crypto might do to the healthcare industry? Marley, I hate to say it, probably not a whole lot for a long time, because healthcare industry, especially with all the regulations and stuff, hospital systems, they're very ancient. Hospitals do not want to move off of them. They spend an enormous amount of money programming and supporting them. To get them to support crypto is going to be very, very, very hard. Very hard indeed. But maybe the smaller, the family offices, the family doctors, I should say, you know, the smaller, newer practices, they could definitely utilize crypto. But the larger hospital systems, I think this will take them a long, long time. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off. Today, Bitcoin is coming upwards. That's good. Overall, today's market is also doing good, right? But after yesterday's FUD, what does that mean? That means it's bullish for Bitcoin. Spot ETF approval probably coming right around the corner. Bitcoin is on a brink of a major breakout. So stay strong, my friends. I guess I'm going to stream tonight. Yeah, I think I'm going to stream tonight. Then take a break tomorrow. But I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, all right? Have a good one, guys. Take care.